Hey there, and welcome back to Off the Rails, an educational monster train series where we explore content mods for the game. Everyone keeps asking me, every time I make a new episode of this, oh, there's more! How much more are you going to make? Well, that's a great question. There's definitely a lot of clans that I want to check out. We are back on Hellborn Pathogens, though, and I'm going to tell you why. The why is that if we look at the logbook, I have not seen any of the rare units or banner units specifically for this clan. And I keep getting told that they're really crazy, really cool, and that I should definitely see them. It's easy to get me excited for things like that. It's like, I don't know what these are. They could be incredible, or they could actually be terrible. Who knows? They might just be very bizarre. It's really hard to say. And every single time there's a video that goes up on this clan, I get told in the comments somewhere that it's just like, oh, this synergy, this makes perfect sense if you have insert the name of some rare unit I've never seen. And I'm just like, all right, well, I have to trust you on that. The thing is that rare units are, well, rare. I think they're around, what is it? It's not an exact figure. I used to know the ticket number offhand. The way the game does RNG for these sorts of things is with a ticket system. It's like roughly 1 in 16, I think, basically, to see one of the rare units, and then it will pick from one of those. But it's somewhere around there. I know this number. I just have to look it up every time I think about it. And I'm not going to do that while recording. So we're going to continue playing Pathogens. Now, there's some other things I definitely want to experience as well. I think playing Pathogens with Umbra is on my short list. I've considered forcing it, but I don't know. I also think the previous episode was with Super Virus, if I even remember correctly. I actually don't remember. Who did I play? Was it Super Virus or was it Carrier? Man, it's been so long. I feel like I record these so sporadically and kind of on a whim, so it's really hard to say. I'm pretty sure it was with Super Virus, and and I ended up with, what was it? XL Hellhorn? I did randomize, but that's what we ended up with. So, interesting. I kind of feel like Carrier should be something I try a little bit more. Sure, let's spice it up a little bit and play Carrier. I don't really know what else to say. I'm looking for rare units as number one, so I don't feel like forcing Umbra is going to be that insightful here. We'll see. We'll see. At some point, I will give up on this, or we'll have found all the units I want to play, and we'll probably move on to another clan or something. Or I might start putting some more Curse Seeds back in this slot. Kind of a difficult question for me to answer. These modded runs have actually been performing on the channel about as well as Curse Seeds do, so I don't mind switching them up every so often. I actually do have a Curse Seed run recorded that I just haven't uploaded yet because I've had other things to do on Thursdays, so... Thursdays? Wednesdays. Wednesdays, right. I'm only putting up 5 videos a week this time. But anyway, that's enough rambling about the channel and what I'm trying to do here, so hopefully we see a rare unit on this one. We'll just go ahead and randomize and see what we come up with. We'll play Carrier and see what happens. So, yeah, cool. As always, do like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get in on it. See what we roll into today. Click the button, yes. Alright, hope you're all doing well today. If you're watching this video, this came out pretty soon from a game that got released called Tactical Breach Wizards. This is actually completely unrelated to anything. Would you be interested in watching me play that game? A lot of people have tried to convince me to play it, and I'm going to tell you, it looks right up my alley. It's got like this mix of isometric tactical gameplay. It's a little bit of a puzzle game, I think. My initial impressions are that it's more of a puzzle game than like a proper strategy game, right? You're not adapting to enemy strategies. You're sort of trying to optimize through a particular puzzle, essentially. Maybe closer to something like Helltaker, I suppose. Although a lot of people have likened it to well, not FTL, but Into the Breach, which is... Into the Breach is definitely more like a tactical puzzler. It's a little interesting. It's like, what do you compare it closer to? Is it more of an XCOM, or is it more of an Into the Breach? Really good question. What I've been told, anyway, is that it's closer to Into the Breach. Anyway, if you're interested in watching that, let me know. I'm like within inches of picking it up and trying it on the channel because it seems like a lot of fun. And yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, now we're playing Monster Train. That was completely unrelated. I'm like playing a modded run and just brought that up. Incredible. Imagine me managing the channel this way. Anyway, today we rolled into default pathogens, default Wurmkin. Seems fine, right? I don't see any issue with this. This would probably be a really good clan combo, actually, for Spine Chief, right? You could use Virion and similar things to tank for him. You get baked-in etches. This is actually, if you have this with, like, any kind of etch strategy, it's disgusting. This is actually one of the reasons why, even though we tested a bunch of different starter cards in the alphas for Monster Train and the DLC, with Consume, we ultimately backed out of putting I say we as if I had a choice. The general vibe was to not have any Consume starters for specifically this reason, right? Etch synergies, but also just generally the fact that it makes your deck too consistent, right? Now, Virion and Pathogens kind of went against the grind a little bit here by basically making it so that you're starved for the cards that create units. Whether or not you agree with that design decision is your own call. It's a choice for sure. Basically, it makes it so you want to keep your Virions somehow. You want to recycle them and get them back because you're starved for their effect. There's not enough methods in the clan to actually spawn things on the floor to take advantage of your own powerful culture strategies. So that's kind of an interesting dynamic here because it means that even though you can consume your deck down to nothing, usually you don't want to. This actually, in my opinion, would make Pathogens significantly stronger for not pathogen lines, right? So consider this if I'm playing a very normal, like, Windleton run, right? I could play pretty much anything and then just burn my Virions and they're essentially gone, and then all I'm drawing is root seeds and it's hyper efficient, right? So you can imagine how I actually think it would cause some balance issues for other angles where you're not intentionally playing specifically the Pathogens lines. Basically, I think there's a balance issue, but I don't think this is actually a balance issue that can be solved. I just think this is sort of a design choice, and it's something that can totally exist for modded content because it's modded content, right? But if this were a situation that existed in the base game, then I would say that people would argue that this is way too strong. You have to stop this. You have to change this, and I think they would, right? They being Shiny Shoe, assuming the game were still being developed and getting active clan content, etc., etc. Anyway, a bit of a ramble. The game design for Monster Train is actually very interesting to me. It's something I've been able to participate in as an alpha tester and provide a lot of interesting feedback. Many of the changes we got in the DLC are actually things that I pushed for, which is nice. I love to see it. Horned Warrior, for instance, is one I'm very happy about that I managed to push through. So, also Rail Beater. Anyway, let's play some Monster Train. What are we doing? We're fighting Dazed Talos, Spell Shield Fell, Patient Seraph. Patient Seraph could be a problem. There are tools for this, however, right? Soul Crushing Guild comes to mind immediately. Yeah, that could work. We could tank it a bit. We could play lower shards. We have some options. Our starting cards are Intestinal Rupture. Deal 2 damage and apply Contagion 6 to an enemy unit. Echo Snare and Rampant Infection deal 3 damage to enemy units for each friendly unit spawned in this battle. Rampant Infection. This is an interesting card. I like to compare this to something like Ancient Resonance. Ancient Resonance is a much more efficient card because it's very easy to reach the thresholds that matter. Think about this. For an AoE attack, you're looking for what? Like, your first threshold of import in the DLC is 15. Then you're looking for 20. Then you're looking for 25. Those are like the big ones, I would say. And obviously plus 30 can get you there for any of them, but plus 30 on, say, Glimmer or Vent is much stronger because they're cheaper, right? You can get away with that cost. Something like Ancient Resonance, you're looking for a -2 in that, which swings it a little bit. So you're looking for something that could easily push its own numbers up. Ancient Resonance, of course, easily cracks like 25, but can get higher. Makes it an efficient backline management tool. This one potentially could get much higher, right? With, say, man, it's hard to imagine a run where I'm spawning 30 units consistently, but you could get like 90 damage out of it pretty good. With just your base kit, you can reach 15. The main problem I see with this particular implementation is that you're probably only going to get like, what, 6 damage on average, usually, when you spawn your champion and your banners, right? So you spawn 2 units. You might not have everything else if you draw this on turn 1. It's maybe okay. It's probably fine in this like net sum of things, but I would say that it's like a little on the weak side, but it's also one of those things that if you have like shade splitters, it goes nuts, right? Because then you could have like something like, trying to think, Shade Lamp would be a great example when you just spawn a ton of units and then suddenly this thing's doing like 500 damage. I don't know. It's one of those volatility things you got to watch out for here. Anyway, temples today are on 3, 4, 5, 7. 4 temples seems good. This is not a train wreck, so we're kind of just going to play to 100 if we can and see if we go higher if we need to, things like that. Dupe on 8 is Magic Side. We have a Steel Shop and a Magic Shop on 7. Steel Shop has the Vortex, Magic Shop has a Cave. Removal Dupe Horde on 6 is very powerful if we can use it, but note that it competes with a double money Trinket Shop. No steel, no magic, but both sides very strong here on 6. Pretty cool. We then get a Magic and a Steel on 5. Magic having a Cave, Steel having a Vortex, another pretty strong one. Note that the Steel Shops are a little bit stronger in this run, in my opinion, so far. Another strong Steel Shop, Vortex. Vortex alignment is very important. It's one of the strongest nodes you can pick up. I think clearing out your deck is hugely valuable, and it's better than all the alternatives. Now, that said, other things can still be awesome. Like Caves are pretty good. Pathogens banner here is nice if we haven't solved our strategy yet, or maybe we find a rare unit here, right? What else? Magic Shop competes. Wurmkin banners on 2 and 3, 2 having the Steel Shop. I might go Magic Shop just to see the Pathogens banner. Remember, we are trying our best to see Pathogens lines here, so we'll see. Magic Shop's not bad. Steel Shop's okay, but depends on if we get like what, a unit draft here or something. So we'll see. Mind Horde, Worn Grindstone. Both of these are pretty low value. I think I'm going to take the Grindstone because its initial value is a little higher. I'm going to go ahead and hit the Forge here, see what we run into. So, you know, it's like Patient Zero is fun. Summon 3 at the end. It's hard to clear out the floors, but they do eventually get cleared out. It's really good for culture lines. The problem becomes if he's that important to your line, he's really hard to keep alive, right? I think I've done this before. Let's look at the logbook and just see what his stats are here. Yeah, 80 health is pretty good, admittedly, if we can heal him up, which is theoretically not possible, but we could support it with things like Keeper of Echoes, maybe. I don't know. I'm kind of inclined to try Bioengineer. Main problem I'm seeing here is that Wurmkin units are expensive, so Bioengineer is a little aggro. You draw a unit and then suddenly it's too expensive, but I haven't actually played Bioengineer to 3, and I hear that it has some super awesome benefit that I should check out. So let's try Bioengineer 1 here and see if we can go Bioengineer to 3. I will take the Horde. We have good reach here. I have pings. I have a lot of things that we can use. Hard to say no to Karuska on this one, right? We haven't seen any Echo Extract cards yet, but we are likely to do so. It's a very strong relic. Happy to have that in my opener, even if I can't use it right now. Aggressive Amulet should be takeable. I like it when it is. We should take that. I should be able to ping out every backline without too much issue. Go ahead and draw a Carrier down. Now, the interesting thing is that Carrier is actually not that powerful. It's better, in my opinion, to do double Train Stewards together and maybe play it differently. 6x2 does kill the backline, which is pretty good. I'm going to leave that Steward out for the moment. I will play a Steward middle here. I have to be cautious with Virion, because Virion is going to get farmed out here. I'm going to work on this guy. Alright, seems decent. I can clear top floor. So I think the play is Virion upstairs because he kills it for damage shield. We ping it out and then he dies to reap, which is pretty cool. And then we can actually do a similar Virion activity middle, which is the same thing, right? Basically, he gets the damage shield, but then we pop it. So, pretty cool. Same exact deal upstairs. 100%. I think if I apply Contagion 6 in front, it just auto-kills him here. Yeah, it kills the guy in back automatically, so let's double apply up to 12 Contagion here. That will hopefully, I think it will add up big numbers, right? You simply go Rupture, and then Virion, and then we Reap here. We come close to being able to just, yeah, 27 is a lot here. I'm going to put the Train Steward down. $61. Getting some Reap on him, I think, is going to represent more damage. It turns the 6 here into 4x2, 4x4, which is 16. Doesn't kill him. He hits me once in the Pyre Room, but then dies to Contagion. That's okay. 6 damage taken for the trial is no big deal. Life Elixir. I thought about a good use for this. Play this with Primordium, right? That's pretty strong. You can just give him, for a common card, you just give him a one-off Endless. It's pretty good, as it turns out. It's one of the rare instances where I think something like this is actually valuable. You basically are paying for a weak Endless with a common card. It's kind of interesting in that respect. Now, Viral Outcropping is tempting. It's purple. Maybe that ends up mattering. It certainly doesn't yet. But we get 2 recombinant viruses. I don't actually think it's very strong unless we end up on Culture, which we could, right? So I think similar in some cases to, for example, like Packed Morsels, I think Viral Outcropping is a good move here, right? Yes. Didn't this used to consume? Doesn't now. Interesting. It's actually pretty good then. I should definitely grab this. If I play Culture, this is a really good card. We'll take that. No, Extracts. Big bummer. I will simply take the Hostingkin here. It's a good ping. It's purple. It's low cost. It's fine. It's better than skipping, I think. So we'll do that. We end up exclusively on Wurmkin stuff. Okay. I mean, I will say Bog Chrysalis picks up pretty well here from the carrier play, so let's go ahead and do that. Sure. We'll play some Egg with our friend. You want to look at a Pathogens banner? I kind of do, right? I kind of really do. Let's go and look at it. We end up with a double stack that I will not be taking. 20 consumed, things like that. Let's look at the Pathogens banner. Roaming Macrophage. Now, Culture triggers when you hatch an egg. Interestingly. It's real bummer that this thing's infusion is so bad, right? Even if you passed on its entire Culture trigger in the infusion, I would be a lot more inclined to try this out in the egg, but as it stands, I'm not. I wonder, is Roaming Macrophage ever worth considering here? There's definitely synergies that can make this work, but you have to find them. I don't generate enough Contagion in general, right now anyway. So I'm a little disinclined to try either of these. Yeah, I'm not impressed. I think the egg is just way stronger and compared to both of them, unfortunately. Okay, we'll take the money then. I think I am going to make, like, Rampant Infection free here is a pretty good play. I should take this Horde. Yo, Forever Flame, though, is very nice with an egg. Iron Drop Cage. I don't have that. There is a Descend in... Is it an Ascend or an Ascend? There's a movement card in Pathogens, so that's pretty tempting as a solution to Patient. We'd have to see it. And it's a common, so I only have one chance of seeing it at this point. That's risky, because it's low value if I miss. Forever Flame has guaranteed value, which I quite appreciate. I think I'm going to go with Forever Flame here. It's just guaranteed a lot of value. If I end up on like Endless Egg or something, it's pretty good. Anyway, let's make Rampant Infection free. If I hit a -2, I have another target for this, so it's fine. I'm on a 20 consume an Intestinal Rupture. It's not bad. It has a 28 damage reach to do this. It goes away, which is fine, I suppose. Sure. Now, I know I can't reach like a holdover. I don't need the holdover on anything, though, so I kind of don't care. I'm more in this for the -1s. And I'll take a 20 consume on the other Intestinal Rupture, I think. These are fine cards. They just kind of torch, basically. We'll move on. I am going to be low on cash. Would like to see a money trial here. Mark of Invasion. I should be able to take this. We'll take some damage for it. And you know what? That's going to be okay, I think. Yeah, we can make this work. Sure. I think the interesting thing is that you want to actually play Carrier off floor, because with the buff, Carrier makes a Train Steward tankier than itself. Oddly, he does just pass away, but that's okay. Yeah, see, look, he's a 2013, 1510. It's a really weird situation because he doesn't buff himself, right? So, anyway, we're going to put Steward up top with an egg in back. And I guess another Steward in front, right? No reason not to. And then we're going to play Virion and Viral Outcropping, which tanks everything here. Sure, we take like 10 damage because that guy walks up, which is a bit of a bummer, but it's acceptable. I'm going to play the Steward middle, of course. I do want to stop some damage upstairs. They're all the same units, so let's just pop one of them. Fine. There's argument, by the way, for... Let's clear bottom out a bit, actually, I think. Yeah, I want to get purples on upstairs, but at the same time, it's not that big of a deal, so... Take a bunch of damage here. Unfortunate, but fine. We're going to double pick Virion up on this one. I'm going to blast mid-floor. Look at that, 30 damage. It's pretty good, right? I like it. I do like it. Echo Snare is good downstairs. It's pretty strong, actually, to play Virion here. Train Steward down. Because, yeah, they add value, I think. We have 7 units. Yeah, I like that. Get some purple on the floor. We're going to apply the Echo Snare here. I'm going to go ahead and pop Intestinal Rupture. It'll add up, right? Apply some Reap to this dude. It's fine. Now, we only get 1 round here, which is a bit of a bummer, but we should crush, right? I just hit him with the 45, and he dies to... What is this? He actually dies to the Contagion, I think. Yeah, he does. Okay, we took like 14 damage in exchange for some money, but I actually do think it's valuable. Oh, look. Swarm Tactics actually feels like a good card now. We didn't end up seeing the pick for the drop cage, by the way, so... Oh, look at this. Bacterial Growth. This used to be 2 cost. This feels good now. 1 cost. That's a really good ping. I actually think I would take that if I needed it, which is fun. I like Swarm Tactics here, actually. This feels good. Giving a friendly unit +1 for each friendly unit spawned in this battle costs 1. Decently efficient, has a good upside. Yeah, alright, I like that. Nice. We do see a purple Echo transfer for the Karuska. Absolutely. There's no world I don't click it. Oh my gosh, it's so busted. Incredible work. Now, I would like to have some kind of a unit that gets infused into my egg so it doesn't suck. So let's go to the right here. No shops, right? Horde, Lightstone Casing. Refracting Lens should be a ton of stats. Just a ton of health. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, that's 45 health. I should take this. Lightstone Casing, not bad. I don't think it's as important as like Refracting Lens is here. The Temple, a +30 and a 10 in Piercing. Interesting. Wurmkin Banner. I mean, at this point, I should just take the Carver, right? The Carver is the play, I think. Use this as an infusion. It's just really strong. And I think I do need to do that or we're not beating this combat. This seems fine to me, right? I have no issues with this. Good health opener, I like it, generates armor. Space is a cost, but it's not the end of the world. Yeah, alright. I think we skip those unless we see something cool here. I want to copy a card X5 times? What would I even copy? I mean, if I'm going to copy something, it's probably actually just the Echo Transfer. Just an X1 on this is pretty awesome. This Echo Transfer is much more hyper-efficient right now than Swarm Tactics, though I do not mind having the Swarm Tactics. This will actually eventually give more, right? So, pretty decent in that respect. Especially because of how playable Train Stewards are. I think I am just going to X1 the Echo Transfer, though. It's not impressive, but it's not bad, right? We'll move on. I think we're fine here at 55. None of these provide too much value. Yeah. You could have argued that maybe I should have saved a slot for something like, what is it, this Rampant Infection, but I really don't think so. Ideal upgrades for that would be Tendon Piercing and a -2, but we just took the -1 at the time, and that's fine. Now I need to pivot into these good steel shops, by the way. Now, do I play Carrier in front here? It's actually kind of tough, but the nice thing is I can put the Viral Outcropping on it right away. I think I do. I draw a unit, though. So I think we actually do Carrier middle. Or it doesn't matter, he's going to die. And then the Train Steward is the tank. As weird as it is to say, it's true. Then we Viral Outcropping here, which is excellent. I would like very much to apply a Fracture somewhere. I'm going to put it bottom so I can actually start killing enemies. Goodbye, Carrier. You're fine. Upstairs, she beats this up, which is perfect. We'll play a Virion. We will Echo Transfer here. I'll play another Virion. High-powered. I want to pop the real scary guy in middle here, but I do want to get some purples upstairs. The Inspire trigger is well worth it, so pretty good stuff. Tons of health, by the way. Big fan of this. Just keep playing those up top. We'll burn some Train Stewards, and then I'm definitely going to Rampant Infection. Actually, downstairs? Mid-floor. I'm going to do it on mid-floor. Clears it out. It's fine. We'll have another chance, I think. Alright, Virion goes upstairs. Man, look at that bug. They die in back, so they end up in front somewhere. Virion is a good play. What we should do, first of all, is don't let this floor stack up. How much damage you doing? 56? Let's blast the front guy then. Seems good. Play out a Train Steward, fine. Cool. All good. Now this overstack with the boss is dicey. We play the Virion, we feel okay about it. I do want to... it's annoying. Conduit Infiltrator. We'll put this downstairs just to pop the damage shield. Upstairs, I feel pretty good about this. Yeah, taking, what, 2 damage? Because of the cleave, we actually get stunned in an annoying way. But it's not the end of the world, right? Put this Echo Transfer in the back here, weirdly enough. Big fan of how that's panning out. Now, I should put down Swarm Tactics here, I think. Yeah, it does kill him. It does 15, right? It's a very decently efficient play. We're adding a lot. Yeah, Viral Outcropping is very good here, actually. Now that it actually can be replayed, it's very potent. I think we... yeah, it does 7 damage. That's funny. I put the Reap in front. It does actually kill him, which I think is worth it. Alright, cool. Yeah, this looks pretty decent for the time being. I wouldn't describe it as fantastic. 51 is nice. Bonus 17 damage here. It's a very efficient Inspire trigger. I feel good about this so far. We don't even really have any unit upgrades, and I'm using like a Train Steward, but it's pretty solid. I actually feel okay without and needing any... this echoes the past. The extract cards are better. Now, is the Symphony of a Soul worth considering here? I don't think so. So, Eternal Kinstone hatches fast, but it's not purple. I think I'll just skip here. It's fine. Spliced Monstrosity. Culture, gain shard 1, gain spikes 1 per shard. Now, this would actually be a killer frontline. Right? That's pretty good. I can put that in front of the dude. Now, granted, Antigen Mimic might just be the play here, because it heals the floor. Healing the floor offsets a very scary sort of situation with Patient. Now, that said, Viral Outcropping now is no longer Consume. I could play that multiple times. It's actually playable. Interesting. Which one of these guys do I like more? Splice Monstrosity addresses backlines much better. Antigen Mimic. The real question is, how am I not letting my eggs die? I guess they self-give armor. It's not too bad. If I inspire well enough, it should be acceptable. Yeah, actually, I think Splice Monstrosity will be stronger here. Unfortunately, he's got 10 less life. How do I feel about that? This culture trigger is not going to be that impressive, I don't think, right? Shard is better, I think. Shard spikes. I'm going to go with Splice Monstrosity. I think I'm leaning this way mostly because I haven't played him before. The idea is eventually you cut all these train stewards, and so you always will draw 2 banner units on turn 1, which is nice. Oh, he gets culture, gains spikes 3. That's a nice infusion. I don't know where I would put it, but it's a nice infusion. Card draw is probably it. Most things are fairly cheap here, and I'm happy to see them. We generate a ton of health. Maybe eventually I would want space. Space because it lets me... Oh, actually, space on this floor lets me play all 3 of them together, right? Which is actually pretty good. Space is pretty good. Let's take space. Playing all 3 of those together actually is very nice for this. Let's go chase the steel shop here. It also helps to look at a banner, possibly an infusion for the Spliced Monstrosity. Multi-strike is great. Fantastic. What are you? What are you? It's here. I did it. Vibrio Infernum. Culture. Gain Rage 3 and Shard 1. Then lose... Whoa, what? Lose Shard 4. And gain Multi-Strike 1. So... I don't know what this is supposed to imply, but I think what it's suggesting is that if I can get 4 Shard on it, then it drops 4 Shard in exchange for a Multi-Strike, right? So if you don't have 4 Shard, you kind of just keep it? Or does this remove up to 4 shards, and only if you get 4 does it gain Multi-Strike 1? Really bizarre. What is its infusion? +1 space, Multi-Strike 1, and Culture, gain Rage 3. That is a really, really, really good infusion. Wow. Offensive scaling and Multi-Strike in 1? It's actually, I think the infusion is potentially much stronger than the alternative thing. This is cool. Well, I feel like I'm morally obligated to take him, so welcome to the team. Right? I feel like I have to. Now, there's no real synergy here, right? Yeah, okay. I can't, like, get the shard 1 from one onto the other, unfortunately. Okay. I kind of feel like, just as sad as it is, just like a Train Steward infusion feels better than the Splice Monstrosity infusion. It's a bit of a bummer, but, like, the Splice Monstrosity doesn't give any stats, right? So, do I want spikes that badly? Not really. No, I don't. I think we just throw away Spliced Monstrosity and chill, pretty much. Bummer, but yeah, fine. -2 is a not bad pickup on Viral Outcropping. I should take that. The Purge, no thank you. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade. We are going to go Bioengineer 2 here. I want to see what Bioengineer 3 does. And, man, this is a really it's a big bummer. 15.5? That's such a weak jump. Look at the logbook. Is that really what it is? Man, that's such a... This is such a terrible Ring 4 jump for a champion. Gosh, and he only gets 5/5 stats? Like, this is huge. 4 attack is a big number. This guy has really bad stats in general on anything other than the patient 0 path, right? Like, he at least gains 15 health. Good grief. This guy's over here getting +5/+5. That's pretty awful. I mean, I want to see Bioengineer 3, so, but more than anything, maybe this tells me that I want to just throw him away. I don't even know. He's pretty awful. The thing is you play him and then I would rather be playing literally any other unit at that point, so. Now, I do think the multi-strike, however, belongs in Bog Chrysalis here, for sure. 100%. I would also be more than happy to just toss him a +25 on this one, right? Seems good. Buff him up to that point. We'll still look at another steel shop, so I don't feel bad about any of this. Yeah, it's a good upgrade for him. Now, do I actually cut Spliced Monstrosity? Maybe. I don't know. I guess it depends a little bit on how good this third upgrade to Carrier is. Because, straight up, Spliced Monstrosity's stat line beats Carrier's, which is really sad. It's really sad, because he's a 2015. If I draw this guy, he becomes a 30-25. I wonder if he should just apply his stats to himself, too. Even then, he would still be pretty bad. So, I don't know. The thing you have to be watchful about is that eventually I'll get rid of all the train stewards, but the problem is that I can't get 3 banner units out on turn 1, and I definitely want to make sure Carrier is connecting to the Chrysalis because that is huge damage buff. Connecting to the Vibrio Infernum would also be very strong. So I actually think we do cut Spliced Monstrosity into Train Steward here. Even though they're low opportunity cost, the advantage of guaranteeing that Carrier hits the right unit is better. And you know, as much of a bummer as it is, if I decide to go with anything, I would rather use a Train Steward infusion on Vibrio Infernum than Spliced Monstrosity, because this Monstrosity gives no stats. So, straight up, I think we cut the Monstrosity here, goodbye champion, and we'll drop a Train Steward as well. Okay, what's coming up? We're going to another steel shop, but we do have magic, or rather money, rather is what I meant to say. So I can get +25. Straight up, just give this Vibrio Infernum a bunch of health, is where I'm at on this run. And then we'll cut Train Stewards out, and that will be good cleanup. I should just buy a removal here. Purge on... You know, as much as I hate to say it, another Train Steward. The rest of my cards are good. We'll move on now. Nothing else here really matters. I could Purge. Nah, I think it's fine. Do an infusion now. Rather wait, honestly. Could do it next floor. I don't want to go to 95 right now. We'll chill. We'll chill. Alright, this man is scary. Man, very scary, indeed. It's conduits. Ooh, it's tough. It's conduits. How do I feel about Ancient Hate? Fractures don't care. Rampant Infection, Hosting Kin, and Intestinal Rupture do. Now, granted, Intestinal Rupture, the Contagion does some decent work. I can get away with this. I think there's a way we make this work. It's a good turn 1 draw, right? We go, what? Carrier middle, and then we play Egg, Vibrio. Oh, I really should have done this in the other order, yeah. Yeah, that was a mistake. Should have played the other order here. Oh well. Doesn't this guy kind of look like a little bit phallic to you? That's a bit of a bummer. Let's tank with a Train Steward here. Yeah, let's fracture out some stuff. Let's fracture in middle. I actually don't want to pop this backline guy right now. I want to prevent these floors from overstacking. I do wish to do Virion upstairs is big power. play another Virion, honestly. I can train Steward somewhere else. Rampant Infection not doing a lot here, but I can at least do it a little bit on middle. Fine. We clear the floor. Alright. Good draws. We go Virion here. We definitely pop the Echo Transfer on this one. 6, 15, 15. We take some damage, unfortunately. This is actually a good floor to pop the middleman. It's good. I can make this a little better by playing it a little differently, and then we can pop in the back and still get the kill and save some health here. Seems good. Sure, like that. Buys me a turn up top. We'll play out a Virion. It's nice. Play the Swarm Tactics, huge value. Ensnare downstairs, does some good work. How do I want to approach this now? Let's reap a dude in middle. There's really no reason otherwise. Yeah, it's fine. Then the egg hatches, which gets multi-strike there, which is good. We play all of this stuff out. We should watch how this behaves, by the way, I think. Like, he has Shard 2 now. Does he remove his Shard? Or does he hold on to it? Looks like he holds on to it until... Yeah. Pretty decent, I think. Plus 14 in the back. We should crush here, I think. Let's just respect and let him conduit himself up, I think is the play. Yeah, let him conduit. And then, yeah, we get the viral outcropping, which is pretty big. This guy's got a 90x4. It's pretty incredible. This guy seems pretty decent, huh? It's a pretty good floor, as it turns out. Alright, I'm feeling decent about that. Miraculous Recovery. Restore a friendly unit to full health and remove all debuff effects. It's pretty good, huh? A full heal is nice. Alternatively, Pandemic. This is essentially Inferno. On the Divinity, because you have 5 enemy targets, so it's 20 contagion, deals 100 damage. It's rare unit Inferno that maybe kills something else with the actual contagion damage. Miraculous Recovery, though, is pretty tempting on a front line. I can just give plus 25 to Vibrio and do pretty alright here. I think I'm going to go with that. Yeah, I think so. Cool. Power of Knowledge. There's an Ancient Resonance. That's a pretty decent pickup. Power of Knowledge I mentioned already. How do I feel about Return Soul? It's not bad, I suppose. It's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. I don't think we need more consumers here. I think I'm actually okay on this. We'll save the cash and move on. So now I'm going to the Steel Shop again. I'm really just looking for some plus 25s, if I'm being honest with you. Seems like the best play. Yeah, plus 25 seems great. I could give this man Endless, which is honestly not terrible. Definitely give him a plus 25. He doesn't need multi-strike. He's eventually going to be doing 1 billion damage anyway, which is cool. We go Spell Chain on an Echo Transfer is pretty dope. Although Spell Chain Viral Outcropping might be just better here. There's a lot of value in creating Face Tank. Yeah, I like Face Tank here. That's really strong. Intrinsic... No. I also think we should be cautious about going too hard. I don't think we're answering Trample Patient very well here. Let's go ahead and drop the double Stewards. We're expecting this to go away. Now, I thought about the infusion. That's why I was leaning away from doing anything too crazy here. Right? So, I think the angle is... You want Endless here, maybe? Maybe. In case he dies to Patient. I can remove debuffs, which is pretty good. If I can cut out, what, some fractures, potentially I could just draw faster through and see my viral outcropping. You can face tank it a bit. I kind of feel like Endless is an overkill here. Yeah, I'll just take a plus 25 on this. Although, is Quick maybe better? Eventually he gets to the point where he just swings out. I think we need to make sure that we're... I think Quick is the wrong play here, right? We want him to just be the tank for the moment. Seems good. I don't think we need an infusion on this, is my thought. I think Train Steward's too low impact, and we want to stay sub 130 presently. I think going over 130 puts us at serious risk. I could certainly bait him with viral outcropping on other floors if I can clear them out. It's an option. We'll see. We'll see. I don't think Intrinsic adds enough here for me to consider it. Let's go ahead and move on. Feeling decent about this run so far. Would happily take some -1s here, I think. Aggressive Amulet. How do I feel about it? We should be okay, right? This doesn't affect the boss, so no big deal. We have AoE, we have Contagion, which can manage this floor as well. Yeah, so immediately now we can go Carrier. I wanted to do this order so that the Vibrio gets this buff. Vibrio goes in front, then you put Eggman in the back. And now it's, we just Echo, right? Yeah, Echo. Cool. Seems decent. I would like, yeah, recombinant viruses go upstairs for sure. I would like to, yeah, generate echoes is your friend. 2x2 is enough. So we'll put that somewhere else just in case. Looking for, we have I was going to say Echo Snare would be great on either of these floors, and indeed it is. I will play the purple upstairs. Remember, we are still trying to hatch here, so cool. We're hatching. The spell chain angle here is fun. I'm going to leave that copy in and then put down the swarm tactics here, which is pretty good. Yeah, this seems decent, huh? Now, unfortunately, the order here is not what I wanted, but fine. Rampant Infection middle is pretty potent. And then we can just blast out that back fella. We can stop a lot of incoming damage here. Seems good, honestly. I feel pretty decent about this pickup. Cool. Let's put Reap on the boss in this case. Actually, I should really Reap in front as well. Top floor is clear. Good. We'll Echo Transfer in the back upstairs. I would like very much to not kill the Sycophant. Yes. If it can be avoided. And it can be. So that's good. No one needs to be healed here, which is fun. I can drop out some units. We have the 7th floor limit. You literally can't play it, which is very funny. I am going to put down that Swarm Tactics, which is pretty decent. Remove debuffs and things, and we chill. This seems pretty okay. We do a ton of damage for the record. And he gets attacked by that thing. Pretty good, actually. Speleogenesis. Apply attuned to all non-healing damage spells in hand. Apply +3 magic power to spells in hand. Definitely not valuable here. I do not enough pings for this to matter. Q time. Reserve. Descend friendly and enemy units. Oh man, I forgot about this. There's a reserve descend, so we could have actually benefited from drop cage on this. It would have been weird to actually make this work, but true. Oh, Nausea, Dazed 1 and Contagion 6. This could buy us turns. Yeah, I should take that. That is a Dazed card. Never mind, I'm going to take Soul Crushing Guilt. Change my mind. I'm just going to remove the worst one now. Now, do I go left? Probably. Merchant of Trinkets, double money. Removal Dupe is very attractive here, I'll admit. Removal dupe is exceedingly attractive here because I can dupe viral outcropping. Okay, removal dupe is more powerful, even with the cash that I have. The Horde giving me Light's Gift is actually dangerous because I think I need enemies to hit my things. I guess I could reap them out. That's fair, I suppose. Suppose that's an option. It does mean that Patient just punches me. Prevents me from taking 1 billion damage usually, though. It's one of those mixed bags, right? The Fracture does some good work on this. I could self-ping those out. But it's going to be slower than just letting enemies hit me. But also letting enemies hit me, there are going to be some scary waves, right? Think about like multi-strike wave Divinity. How am I answering that? Basically just pinging it out and face tanking it with viral outcropping and stuff. I think I want to not take Light's Gift because my plan here is to dupe the viral outcropping, right? I think that's accurate. Like, it's hard to skip. There's very few cases where I want to skip Light's Gift. And the first thing that comes to mind example-wise is like Cultivating Sentient, right? You want her to get hit. So, and then you intentionally don't play quick because you want the enemies to hit you. So you benefit from Cultivate before you attack back. So that's like one great example. But she also has 180 health. 180 health is a very large number. My man only has 80. Now that's not bad if I'm face tanking. If I can consistently reach the point where most of my hits are going into viral outcropping like Virions, I should be okay, right? In fact, it's preferred. So I think we're going to try not taking the Light's Gift here and put the Capricious Reflection down, I think. Sure, that is a weird pick. But trust me, I think it's right. Anyway, we're going to cut Nausea because it is just extremely bad soul-crushing guilt right now. It does have AoE. How do I feel about the AoE part of it? Does that help me keep it in any world? I don't know. It's a bit weird, bit off. Not sure it's really worth it. I guess I could daze a really nasty floor if I wanted, but I'd have to hold on to it for the important turn. Let's just cut this. I think we have the important piece here, which is blasting the boss, so that's good. I don't know what my other removal is. It could just be a Fracture right now. Draw into more of the viral outcroppings. I actually think that's right. We will dupe the viral outcropping because this card has become incredible. 20 packed shards. I'll be honest with you, that's a really good 20 packed shards though. And I think we chill on this one. Move on. I don't need the money in the middle. What a wild swing. The fact that no longer consumes suddenly, I love it. That card, I noticed that change. I guess there was a change, a balance patch, that feels pretty good. I'm happy about it. Good changes overall. Let's get Carrier down. We see the Vibrio. Great. What if I just get Carrier shot? That just seems better, right? I don't actually care about Carrier. True. Purple cards are your friend. Let's put purples somewhere. It does not matter. I can't play the Soul Crushing Guild. Magic Shop is probably going to be good. This seems positive. Ping here. Sure. Then we go purple. Echo transfer purple. Seems decent up top. Alright. We haven't drawn terribly well so far. Here we are. Let's start with a Virion. And then we go viral outcropping. We're at max limit here. Let's then start playing viral outcropping somewhere else, which actually kills a Quill Marksman, which is incredible. There is a lot of value in buffing the egg before it hatches. The reason you have to understand, though, is because it essentially quadruples this damage because it pops out 2 that are multi-striking. So it's better right now than putting it on Vibrio. Yeah. Tons of incoming damage, then we pop it, and then they hatch. Now, unfortunately, because of the way the bug works, they do jump in front, which is straight up suboptimal, but fine. Where is he? Oh, he's dying because the contagion spread from the sycophant. That's actually quite funny to me. Shoot the boss, I suppose. Seems okay. Alright. Keep Vibrio upstairs is your friend. Does anyone need to be healed right now? Not really. I think we do just slam Rampant Infection middle. Or I guess we could do it bottom floor, but I think hitting the boss is more worth it. I will Inspire because it's still good to do it, right? There's no reason not to Inspire here. We still punch through the floor. I think you ride upstairs, and then this is going to be a pretty strong turn where I daze the boss. I hit that. We just go completely nuts with Viral Outcropping whenever possible. I straight up just drop Viral Outcropping on multiple floors here. I think. Because I'm full upstairs. True. And then we go plus 22 and we put that in the back, which pushes like an extra 100 damage to the boss through. Which is weird because now he's in the back. He got rotated because of the bug. I would actually prefer him in the front, but them's the breaks, I suppose. Still worth it to Inspire upstairs. Let me just be clear about that. But I will go ahead and drop 66 damage on bottom. Yeah. That, tell you what, that Rampant Infection is looking pretty good now, huh? Let's go ahead and keep the days rolling on the boss. That's very nice. We're going to buff upstairs. Cool. Inspire triggers is survivability, so we take it. It's fine. Inspire trigger is survivability. It's fine. Plus 22 upstairs. Excellent work. Do another 66. I think we easy win this right now. Drawing cards will be the clutch of this run, I think. It's the best part of it. I actually can't play this. I kind of wish it would let me play it for the purple, but alas, it's not necessary, but I kind of wish it would let me play it and then just not benefit from it. Regardless, our floor looks pretty good right now, huh? Feeling decent about that? Permafrost, Perfect Insanity. I mean, I wouldn't take this card normally here, but Perfect Insanity is an extract for Karuska, and despite not being purple, is Permafrost, so I can hold on to it and just murder a mini-boss. We'll take card draw here for sure. Yeah, this seems decent. I do not need any unit upgrades at the moment, so I think we'll go to the magic shop. -1s into fractures are fine, although one's probably going into that miraculous recovery. Yeah, removals are not bad. I don't need the health. We'll move on. We're getting so much value out of refracting lens, it kind of doesn't matter. Spell chain into Karuska Echo Transfer, I think. We're coming up on 120, but I'm not worried about it right now because we did see the Daze card, and I have a Permafrost for it now, which means I feel very good about that. I actually feel like we're definitely chilling. Let's make Miraculous Recovery free here. And then let's re-roll this. Remove Consume? No thanks. 20 Consume? No thanks. This -1 goes into Swarm Tactics, which is a hyper-efficient, just good card here. Removal-wise, I think we should cut a Fracture. We don't need to, but this is a little bit of an efficiency play. We'll go to the cave. Oh, interesting. Wurmkin's Rail Spike, huh? You know? Sure. I see no reason why not. I simply do not. There's also a Remove Consume right here, which is nice, as it turns out. It's good. Alright, what is final level of Bioengineer? Let's find out today. Oh. Well, that's not what I expected. This unit's stats are still hyper trash. Now, wait a second. Draw 2 units means next floor I go to the dupe and I make, what, another Vibrio Infernum, and then we throw him away? So this is actually still pretty cracked here, right? It's not what I expected. And -1, wait a second, -1 space. That's new too. Whoa, buddy boy. Okay, suddenly we're hyper cracked. I didn't even need to take space upgrade? No, you can't blame me for this one because I didn't know. But this is nuts. We'll take that. I gotta dupe my guy. Wow, I had no idea. I'm gonna definitely take a second Vibrio at this point. I don't think we need another egg. Egg is strong, but the Vibrio is... I don't want to say stronger, but I think the health is what I need more. I actually, for the record, do think the egg is stronger as a unit than Vibrio, but Vibrio has a higher top end, which is helpful, and more importantly for this particular run, I think I need 80 health on the floor more than I need anything else. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Let's go ahead and hit that Wurmkin's Rail Spike, remove consume here. Even if I don't see a -2, I'm at least seeing another -1, and that will be nice. Alright, moving on. Feeling good about that. I feel like we can comfortably crack Patient now. Mark of Invasion, I do not fear. I do not fear. It is acceptable. Okay, so Bioengineer definitely has a pretty hype finisher, I think. Unfortunately, his stats are still garbage. There's basically no world around it. So, bummer. And they do get tiny, don't they? It's very funny. I'm going to put this man in front because he's good. We'll put Tiny Egg in back. We'll play a Virion here, and then we'll buff something. I may as well play out the Soul Crushing Guilt here. No reason not to. Sure. I can always heal later. Virion for sure. Echo Transfer is more efficient in the back. I think I need to greed on getting money here. Play a purple up top. There's no real reason to Echo Snare any floor other than bottom right now, I don't think. Take a lot of damage, but that's okay. I'm looking for pretty much any draw that answers the question of how do I not lose. Alright, Intestinal Rupture is a good pickup. It saves the day, I think. I need to generate purple, so I can then play Echo Transfer, Fracture. I think I need a Rampant Infection middle, actually, to avoid eating dirt. This guy's gonna punch me really hard, and that sucks. Right? He hits me really hard. Now, we can make all that health back. This was pretty bad card draw, for the record. We can do a lot of work with just Viral Outcropping here, which is nice. That's good. And then what? I need to stop... I need to do some work on mid-floor, I think. I'm actually going to pop upstairs to leave some of these intact on the floor, which I think is relevant. Now Swarm Tactics is better on the Vibrio. There's no benefit to this Awoken's Rail Spike. I have no Ember, so it's fine. Alright, there are draws that I think are guaranteed that are helpful here. Yeah, alright, cool. We can go Rampant Infection here first, which pops our Virions and also protects us. Then we go big Culture Move upstairs. I'm at 6 units, 7 units. Play some stuff middle. This will kill the back line, which I appreciate. Good, great. Buff here, fine. This clears out a good chunk of this. We do get the full heal here, which is huge. I can play the Echo Transfer. I could actually pop the Light Wings here, which is tempting, right? I guess I can actually just pop the frontline guy. It does the same thing. It's actually better. It's better because it lets me get rid of Recombinants. Then I can draw 2 here. Ah, excellent roll, actually. We just get Echo Transfer into, you heard it here first, Echo Transfer, and then I can top off the Viral Outcroppings, which gets rid of, by the way, the Conduit on bottom, which is fantastic. So that's nice. Cool, and then yeah, we just kind of chill on the Soul Crushing Guilt until next turn, and we're cooking. I'm gonna ping my own guy out. Excellent work. Great job. We win anyway, but Soul Crushing Guilt just completely demolishes it. No real risk. Buff this man by 23, slam it, draw 2. Hit him with the perfect insanity anyway, because you might as well. And we're cruising. Really good turn, it turns out. Yeah, we're pretty powerful, I think. I took 30 damage, but that's all healable. Alright, holdover Q time is ridiculous. No chance. Rooted 2 is great, but that's too expensive. Sympathetic Emesis, infused consume, apply sap 5. Reserve, apply sap 1 to enemy units on the floor where your turn ended. This card is just worth it because it does a lot of damage. Rather, a lot of defense, and it's -1. Yeah, it's great, and it's purple. Cool, I'll take that. Soul Siphon, Revenge of the Damned, Power of Knowledge. I'm going to skip these. I don't think they're that helpful here. Cool, we should be fine. We go to the right now. Yes, this is fine. Look, I planned for it. Pyro Remains, high efficiency. Hardened Hull is tempting, I suppose. You know, there's a world where I had to replicate and put that on the Bog Chrysalis and played that sucker twice. You know, I couldn't have predicted it, but it probably would have been okay. Single time egg hatch. It actually would have been pretty weak because he would have taken 2 space and then 4 on hatch. The nice thing is carrier benefits it with double dip, but I didn't know about the carrier upgrade at the time. And even then it would have caused some, it wouldn't have been that great in the mid game, kind of oddly. So, interesting. I get a holdover here, which is, I mean, maybe I just put that in, what? Soul Crushing Guild? It's not bad. This is basically just 2 Inspire triggers every turn that I want it. I mean, this is strong enough, right? I don't need to gamble on double stack here. I can just take the holdover here and then chill on it if I don't want to play it. It's really powerful. Yeah, let's do that, obviously. We'll put a -1 here. One of these definitely goes into the Awoken Rail Spike. I'd like to get a more efficient play on this one, which is fine. +10. Nope. Reroll that. Another Permafrost. Curious. Don't think there's a great pick for that. Don't think there's a great pick for this. Might go into the, what's it called? The Perfect Insanity. Pyrestone Housing would have been neat if I'd been on the other side, but I wasn't. It's fine. This is better anyway. Hardened Hull is, it's a quicker hatch. It's kind of beneficial not to have a quick hatch here because it lets me get more echo transfers in, which is highly efficient. I'm just going to skip that, actually. Ah, yes, Ice Core seems decent. Yeah, Ice Core plus what? This man makes him go nuts. Shard 2. And then every 2. Yeah, okay, there you go. That seems decent. We'll go ahead and dupe that man again because I told you before, he's strong. The other nice thing is he's actually not even infused, which means that I don't get any back shards for this, which seems irresponsible, but yeah, that's true. You want to keep patient under 130? It's kind of mean, but I like it. It is quite mean, actually, but I do like it. Because the game doesn't let me play Viral Outcropping on a floor that has full units, I shouldn't remove all my fractures. Let's make the Perfect Insanity free. I think that's fine. Is there another Permafrost here that I want? Not really. I could remove a whole bunch of stuff. Or I could just take Golden Vault for, what is that? 5-6 hits? It's not bad. I could always take it back. Is that better than removals here? Maybe? I don't think so. I think we're good on cards. I think I'm going to take the Golden Vault and move on, I think. Yeah, we're chilling. I get, what is that? It's actually 6 hits, which makes it pretty efficient to take this money, which is 4 more hits, except it does put Patient at 130. I'm just going to let Patient get bodied here. I'm not actually afraid of him, though, because of the days. Take the money. Come at me, Patient. It's fine. And we're going to chill on this. That's plenty of hits. We have, what, 6 plus 4 more, so 10 hits on the Pyre, plus our refracting lens. Looking good. Patient, no chance. This should be a good run. Look at this. We found a rare unit. I'm very pleased about this. This rare unit actually feels good, by the way. Pretty strong. Actually feels nice being in the backline. Another problem this clan has is that, like, you've got like a spikes culture, right? The problem is that all your spawners spawn things in the front, so your spikes guys never get hit unless you self-ping them constantly. Hyper inefficient. Meanwhile, Vibrio Infernum, this man loves being in the back, so totally fine. Anyway, now I can make everything one space, which is 3. I have plenty of space right now if I just pull carrier immediately. Seems good. Let's go ahead and do Vibrio 1, Vibrio 2, Egg, Virion. Now... oh, hold up. I misread this ability. If he has 4, yeah, if he has 4 shard, it's on the culture. So you can see they all gained the benefit here. No, I did understand it correctly. It's weird to see because Ice Core makes it very fast. Yeah. All right, cool. Anyway, neat. We're going to go ahead and click Viral Outcropping here and just fully body this man. Hit him with the Fracture... soul-crushing guilt angle. I will straight up just let these enemies hit my units because I think it's correct to do so. Let's go ahead and put some viral out. I don't want to farm them up. Doesn't matter. Let's shoot the boss. It's fine. Sure, seems good to me. Yeah, hit my Virion with that. Definitely prefer that to the alternative. I can remove debuffs. That's fun. Haha, debuff removed. Gotcha, dummy. It's very funny, actually. Let's go ahead and shoot this man in front, or in back. I'd like to stop some of this incoming damage if possible, so maybe I should do that. Just shoot this. What if I just stop all this damage? That seems fine. I'm just going to do that. We sit on all of our permafrosters here until this man comes back upstairs, and then he's going to get shot again, which is cool. We are going to play out a bunch of stuff. I have so many units that I'm actually going to, what? Self-ping, I think? Right? Then we can go viral outcropping here. Now I should actually echo transfer the guy that's hitting 5 times at this point. I should consider a daze on Mr. 15 by 3 here. I think that swings this in a big way. And then I can draw 4. Cool. This is good. I can play purple cards. I could sap this floor, which is interesting. Doesn't really matter. Let's just go ahead and make the floor more purple, honestly. And keep playing stuff out. I can't play that. Sure. Great work. We'll just play stuff middle. It's fine, and we chill. We do 1,000 damage to the boss here. Seems good to me, actually. We can heal off the melee weakness upstairs, so I'm not really that concerned. We just play out the Virions here, which is fine. Play some stuff, really, right? Play it out. Actually, it seems fine. We chill on all of these. All good. Definitely clear my floor, please. I really appreciate it. Yeah, Light's Gift would have been a problem here for sure. We easy draw into solutions. Great work. We're going to go ahead and get rid of that melee weakness right away. And then completely body this man. We Soul Crushing Guilt the boss here, which is highly valuable. I'm going to go ahead and Perfect Insanity the boss here too, because that seems just good. It just seems good. Let's go ahead and keep loading him up, right? There's no reason not to. We are doing a lot of damage here for anyone keeping track. Let's go ahead and play out a ton of units because it makes the swarm tactics stronger, right? Then put that in the back. We almost kill the boss pre-relentless here, which is pretty impressive. We're very close to getting that kill. He goes downstairs. I might as well just hit him with the Reap here, right? I actually think we win just by playing... Yeah, okay, cool. We actually do win on bottom floor pre-relentless here, simply because I Reap him for 140 damage. So we get the pre-relentless. Incredible work. Look at that. Amazing. Thank you. Fantastic. That's like the first pre-relentless I've ever gotten with this clan, which is nice. Feels pretty good. Cool. We should have similar luck against the Divinity. I think this is straightforward. Yeah, no, I think this is great. I have to think about the play order, but I think we've got it. We go Carrier, draws both of them, incredible. You play one little weird man, then you play the other little weird man in front. Then we play another little weird egg in back, which immediately gets this going. I'm going to go ahead and Virion right away, and then sap the boss straight away. Draw one. Sure, I'll play a purple card. Why not? Decent. Acceptable. 2 damage is honestly a pretty okay opener here. Play stuff out. For the moment, I still do think it's more efficient to Echo Transfer in back. Intestinal Rupture. Shoot a Mandara, it's fine. Swarm Tactics is your friend. Alright, it's fine. Good. Now the eggs did shift places a bit. Bit of a bummer. Now becomes Viral Outcropping's turn for sure. Cool. I definitely want to Soul Crushing Guilt the boss here. I consider that pretty important. We can work a little bit on, like, this is a great bottom floor Rampant Infection here. Play out some Viral Outcroppings. We shouldn't let them sit, is the thing, right? Blast bottom floor, I think, is correct. We chill upstairs. We're in an okay position. We push through these damage shields, no problem. Now, unfortunately, Virion suffers in the boss phase because there's only so much can be done here, but it's fine. We go ahead and click the Echo Transfers. Seems good. I would like to generate purple cards upstairs because I can't do it otherwise. Bit of a bummer. Shoot that guy in back. We actually get the spikes kill, which is exciting. Put some stuff downstairs. Fine. We should daze Divinity here. Yes. Alright, good. Take some damage, unfortunately. We'll look to heal that up, but we should be okay. We got rid of spikes at least, so we do actually have the ability to heal that up. Pretty awesome. Virions are huge plays here. Big fan. I think we just... I actually think the Perfect Insanity might be the play. It's a pretty decent play. I could hold on to it for the mini-boss, though. I'm actually going to do that. I'm going to hold on to it for the mini-boss here, which means I should play the Soul Crushing Guilt instead since I'm not holding on to this stuff. Yeah, fine. Cool. Clearing the floor. Seems decent. Big little weird men are attacking. Fine. Start with the Viral Outcropping. Good opener. Boost damage here. Drawing 4. There's really no reason not to just slam this. Cool. Fractures go on this floor for sure, Perfect Insanity does just save me some health because it bypasses the armor. Fantastic. Then we play Echo Transfer here, and I think we actually pre-Relentless on this turn. We sure do, in fact. We sure do. We just spawn literally 6 units on middle, and then hit him with the 81 damage Rampant Infection, and we're chilling. Not that we had to worry about it anyway, we win on this turn regardless. We just completely blast here, which is pretty cool. This guy ramps really fast once you hit Ice Core, doesn't he? Because he only needs 2 units instead of 4 units. Our ability to generate multi-strike was really impressive. Honestly, this rare unit feels pretty good. It feels like finally a unit that actually plays nice with the clan, you know? I'm going to tell you, let's go to the run summary. I don't think this unit needs to gain rage. Let me just be clear, I don't think it's a bad idea. In fact, I think it's great. He makes him really, really efficient. But I think this guy could just gain shard and then convert it to multi-strike. And then literally any other damage scaler applied to him would be hyper efficient. Think about this from the perspective of Eel Gorgon, right? What if Eel Gorgon just gave himself, I don't know, +6 damage, or I think equivalently be like +2 damage per incant? You would say that's way too strong, right? The fact that he generates so much multi-strike is the important part. Same here, right? Brother doesn't need to gain rage, he can just gain shard. Now, I don't mind the fact that he's so efficient. Also, he only costs 1 ember. I feel like he should cost 2. He's at least that strong. Anyway, I don't mind. It's a strong unit. It's probably the strongest unit in this clan by a wide margin that I've noticed. It actually feels like it plays nicely with the clan as well. I mentioned this in one of the combats. It feels like it intentionally is an effective backline that is happy to have Virions in front. Meanwhile, I think the poor Spikes guy is just like completely out of place. You're basically relying on, I don't know, Symphony of a Soul shenanigans to turn Spikes into something good and then stop playing cultures, right? Because you don't want him to get hit. Spike's guy's a big bummer in my opinion. Just does not play well with this clan at all. In fact, I think he should be armor generator, right? He should generate armor. He should be a tanker, right? Maybe an AoE tanker, generate armor to the floor on culture, and then we'd be cooking, right? He'd feel decent. He'd protect the back lines, right? You'd have to be careful about maybe in that case, maybe he applies armor to units behind him. That way he's not protecting the Virions. Would be pretty cool, actually. Anyway, I think Spike's guy needs work. I mean, it's fine, I guess, but he is antithetical to the way the clan plays. So he's just generally bad. Meanwhile, this guy, awesome. Vibrio Infernum, dude rips. Dude is like, stick me in back, I'm going to hit like 50 times, chilling. Now, I will say, he doesn't generate as much multi-strike as something like Eel Gorgon, but that goes without saying. Eel Gorgon also clears its own multi-strike, so it's not even really comparable other than the fact that it has it. So, I think if I were balancing this unit, what would I do? This guy can take quick, actually, which is another leg up on, Eel Gorgon. Granted, the downside of you actually do want your units to die on the floor, so maybe it's not a big deal. I think my changes to this unit would be get rid of the rage, make him cost 2. Unit rips, right? He's good. The other thing you'd have to do is that only really works if you make other infusions in the clan actually feel good. Like, for instance, that Alpha Fiend looking dude who got nerfed and is just like an absolute tragedy of an infusion. Where is he? Yeah, Vero Demonologist. This dude is depressing. This is so woefully inadequate as a culture trigger for how difficult culture is to activate. Like, he got nerfed at one point, and I think why was that? It was because this is actually not a nerf I suggested. This is like, I guess because he's good on quick, on like sweepers or something. I don't know. I'm gonna be real. Culture is hard enough to trigger that I had -2 spell chain triggers on this, and it was still like my unit, like floor was filling up before I was actually running out of things to kill. Like you're going to be blocked in some way. This guy could straight up just be 5/5 just gain 5/5, and then his infusion could also just straight up be 5/5. You could give him, I'm going to tell you right now, you could give this guy like almost first of kin stats. Now, first of kin, of course, is big, so I think you couldn't give him actually first of kin stats, but he's one cost. You could give him like, he could be like a 15/30 and have 5/5, and then I would consider him decent. This man is so woefully behind something like Siren of the Sea, or like Siren of the Sea is a baseline, right? His offensive scaling and defensive scaling are tragic. So, you know, you'd need to buff Vero Demonologist before I think you make the changes I'm suggesting to Vibrio Infernum, because you really do desperately need a good offensive solution in the clan. Right? Now, fortunately, I do think, where is it? Where is this? Swarm Tactics? Perfect place. This feels really good right now. I think this card is pretty much exactly where it needs to be. I think there were a lot of ways you could have done this, right? We could have, like, I mentioned this in previous videos. I'm very pleased with where this is at. This felt like a very good contributing card. It's a little slower in the beginning, ramps up if you play into it. We're getting plus 22s at the end. Feels strong, only took a -1, low opportunity cost. I would call this a strong card now. It is strong. It's not broken. It's fine. I'm very pleased with where this one's at. This helps the clan a ton already. It becomes, in my opinion, critical card, like a Razor Sharp Edge or a Perils of Production or something like that. Clans need these cards, right? Especially in the common tier. Especially in the common tier. You only have so many of them, right? They're important to be run defining. Commons are actually really important in this game in general. You only see what, like 6 of them for a clan from drafts, and 6 from your other clan, of course, but still. You have to decide from that what you're going to benefit from. And a lot of them are the most formative cards of a run. This is a great example of it. You show me Swarm Tactics, suddenly I'm thinking, all right, can I generate enough units to get value out of this? That's pretty good if so. Meanwhile, I'm also very pleased with this viral outcropping. Getting rid of Consume on this is excellent. It actually distinguishes it from the starting card, which I feel is excellent, right? I'm a big fan of that. Virion's downside is that it goes away, but it's also an upside in sense. I've talked about this. I'm not going to reiterate that point, but the distinction here that viral outcropping does not go away is extremely relevant. Even with 2 -1s, this is very effective. With a -2 and a spell chain, this can generate a truckload of units. Good card. Good card that the clan needed. Feels good. Feels balanced. I like it. Big fan. Honestly. Big fan. So, some really good changes here. Feeling very good overall about the clan. I still think Intestinal Rupture really needs to hit allies. Like this, you need a common ping that is, now fortunately the other one does. That one that got buffed, I didn't take it because I already had the Intestinal Ruptures and Fractures, but the do 5 damage, reserve gain 2 permanently, solid. Big fan of that, actually, as well. It's a good ping. But Intestinal Rupture suffers from this problem of, I can't kill my own recombinant viruses with it. I think you need to. I realize the card text gets annoyingly long, and like you don't want to apply contagion to allies. Like I get it, but I think more importantly than anything, the clan needs self pings. This is like if Torch didn't allow you to shoot Prince, right? You'd be like, I want to shoot Prince because he's wrathful, and 2 damage is a good way to do it. It's stuff like that, right? So this is not a card that should be enemy unit only, in my opinion. You could do something like, for instance, deal damage to a unit and then apply contagion to another unit. Apply contagion to the front enemy unit or something, right? That would be fine. A good mix, I think. You stab an ally or stab a unit, and then it gains contagion. There's ways of doing this. I think this card needs that tweak, though. To be a common that plays into a clan that spams its floors, you got to be able to self-ping. That's like 101 necessary. What else? Good run, honestly. Sympathetic Emesis, random thing that helped out a little bit here or there. Rampant Infection, I think this proved its worth here. It's a good example of this. I think with the changes to viral outcropping, big fan. Also, huge shout out to just Carrier being awesome here. I was quite pleased with the carrier final node. The draw two and apply still garbage stats. Like, can we talk about this man's baseline stats? He's a 2020 at ring 7. What is he doing here? This guy needs to be like a 40-40 or something. Look at what is it? Dark Calling Rector. My guy, Dark Calling Rector, is a 50-50. Compare that to this poor carrier. Like, check this out. 50-50. 15, 30, 50, big numbers, right? Like really solid, beefy lad. That's what you want. Meanwhile, this guy's like, man, I have 20 health. I really feel like if you want to make him a throwaway, don't increase his stats at all, and then increase the health gain on this, right? So I think two things could happen. One, buff his stats so he doesn't suck. This is like actually important in my opinion. If you baseline, or two, give more health, right? Like 10-10, 15-15, 15-15. I guess you could keep. I feel like it should still go up, right? I kind of feel like the right way of doing this. This is a weird balance number situation. The number doesn't go up and you get other buffs here. So I think maybe you do like 10-10. 15-15, or like 10-10, 20-20, and then 25-25, so it's not as big of a leap. And then you can give the other stuff, but then you would keep his stats garbage, right? Because the idea here is that he makes other units good and is himself awful. So you would, at that point, you keep his stats at like 10-10 the whole way, and then you play him on a lower floor, throw him away, play your big floor, and that would be it, right? Alternatively, give him some real stats, like he ends at 50-50, and then you can keep the ability the same, right? Because he can actually be on the floor. He can do a thing. He can be like, okay, I'm a demon fiend. Honestly, great. I think those tweaks would be excellent to bioengineer. Right now, I tell you what, at ring 4, he is trash Ola. This guy is so bad. Awful. If you're not getting carried by your units at this point, you are dead skis on carrier on bioengineer 2. Because he's just tragic. So anyway, I really like the big buff that you get at the end with the 2 units and the -1 space. That's fantastic. It pretty much is the only redeeming quality of bioengineer in my opinion. But I think there's some tweaks needed here, in my opinion. What else? Everything else feels good. I feel like this was a very strong run. Not much else to add. Very happy with how this played out. We got to see a rare unit. Incredible. So that's exciting. And yeah, I've talked enough. It's an hour and 30 minutes. Most of this last bit is just me reflecting on balance discussion stuff, which I mostly do because I know it's useful to heart. So fair enough. There you go, man. Some opinions. Hopefully you like them. And I'll let you all go there. So hey, thanks a lot for watching this. I really appreciate your time. As always, you can give the video a like if you want. You can subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. And stay tuned for what's next. Take care, folks.